Hello and welcome to the fourth quarantine quiz. We will be starting in approximately 7-8 minutes. But until then, get drinks, get friends, get family, and get ready. Can everybody hear me? Or anyone who's in the stream? I'm not too sure if it's smart. Okay. Is that better? Hang on. Sorry, that was probably very loud, but there you go. For anyone wondering, I'm not a discoloured KKK member. I'm actually a banana. Thought it'd be quite topical with the amount of banana bread everyone's been making. Oh, this is incredibly uncomfortable. That'll do. Spruce that up as much as we can. No, it's not happening. Oh, shit. Right, let's get the order of the questions down. If you are watching and you're in the chat, please let me know. Let others know. Let people know you're here. Good to see some names come up. Well, see some more names come up. I've still got a few more minutes. Wait for the last people to enter the chat. I'm going to straighten out my outfit because it's a little bit bent. There we go. Oh. I did want to play some intro music today, but after scouring the internet, I found out that it's highly illegal to play copyrighted music on a stream, which is a shame. Apparently there's some sort of algorithms that you can take you down. So I thought it wasn't worth it. Everyone would be devastated. Right, still got a few more minutes. Oh, sorry, Tom, I didn't see that comment. Thanks, Ryan, for enforcing it. Cheers, I appreciate that. Tom does get an extra half point for that, by the way. Good evening, Nikki. Better go through some of these names and say hello. Right, let's go back up to the top. So Graham, hi Graham. Ben, Mum, Grandma, Tom, Richard, Emma, Ryan, Stuart and Judith, Tom again, Yvonne, Luke. Cool. Hello to you all. I'm sorry if I missed your name out. I don't think I did. Did I definitely say Emma? Emma. There we go. It's 3 times out. Right, usually there's a bit of a spike around 1, 2, 3 minutes past 9. So just going to wait a few more minutes. I know you're all dying to get on with it, but I want to make sure everyone gets a full immersive experience. Gives you plenty of time to prepare yourself to what's about to happen. And for anyone wondering or waiting, our first quiz category will be sports. Starting off with a sports round today. I've decided to get rid of the randomizer because you can't see it, so it sort of gets rid of most of the fun. I thought I'd put them in an order that makes it good for everyone. We'll do 3 rounds, and then we will have a break, and we will mark, and then we'll do 2 more rounds. Finishing on general knowledge. All right, last 20 seconds, and then we'll go. Mum, you've just embarrassed Ryan in front of his whole family. First category is sports. Right then, let's do this. So, question 1 for sports. Bruno Mars' dad nicknamed him Bruno because he resembled an athlete from which sport? Bruno Mars' dad nicknamed him Bruno because he resembled an athlete from which sport? Okay, question number 2. A shuttlecock is used in what sport? A shuttlecock is used in what sport? Hopefully you can all take me serious with this outfit on. Question number 3. In yards, how long is an American football end zone? In yards, how long is an American football end zone? Just as a hint, it is a usual number, but I thought I'd specify what unit of measurement we'll be using. So it's not going to be like a mean decimal number. Question number 4. In the game of cricket, which bird name means scoring no runs? In the game of cricket, which bird name means scoring no runs? Question number 5. Out of the 55 nation association members governed by UEFA, which country still continues to run their football league? Out of the 55 nation association members governed by UEFA, which country still continues to run their football league? So basically, which country is still ongoing with football during this crisis? Well, pandemic. And there's probably more than one football league, actually, so that was one that I wrote out, so apologies. Okay, so that's the first half of the sports round. The second half, I'm going to give you a description. So we're going to do a Who Am I round. I'll give you a description, and you need to guess who the athlete is. Looking at they're all very famous, so hopefully you'll be able to get these, but we'll see. So, question number 6. I have won 3 World Cups and am regarded as greatest player in my sport and one of the greatest athletes of all time. Who am I? I have won 3 World Cups and am regarded as the greatest player in my sport and one of the greatest athletes of all time. Who am I? And no, it's not Tom Holmes. Contrary to belief. Right, question number 7. I float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. Who am I? I float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. And if you don't get this right, then please leave. 8. I am the most decorated Olympian of all time, with 28 total medals. 23 of them are gold. Who am I? I am the most decorated Olympian of all time, with 28 total medals. 23 of them gold. Who am I? Question number 9. I have the most championships of any Formula 1 driver, but it was an accident on the ski slopes that have left me paralysed. I have the most championships of any Formula 1 driver, but it was an accident on the ski slopes that has left me paralysed. Who am I? Well, there's a little bit of a tongue twister at the end. Finally, number 10, I am the only tennis player to have won 2 Olympic singles titles. I achieved this representing Team GB. Who am I? I am the only tennis player to have won 2 Olympic singles titles. I achieved this representing Team GB. Who am I? Okay, so that's the end of the sports round. Does anyone? I've seen there's a few latecomers. I won't be repeating every question, but are there any individual questions we need repeating? And I'll be happy to do so, assuming there's not too many. Just give that a minute to load. It appears that everyone's happy. So I guess we'll leave it at that for now, unless I can't see latest comments. Well, I think I can. So we'll move on to the second round. The second round is history. History. That's amazing. I don't think we've ever had a round when no one's asked for a question to be repeated. Right, so history. Question number 1. During the US Civil Rights Movement in the 1960s, who said, "We declare our rights on this earth to be a human being by any means necessary"? During the US Civil Rights Movement in the 1960s, who said, "We declare our right on this earth to be a human being by any means necessary"? So I probably read that out quite quickly, but hopefully you got the gist of it. Okay, question number 2. The initial non-physical divide between Eastern and Western Europe from 1945 was known as what? The initial non-physical divide between Eastern and Western Europe from 1945 was known as what? A name I think Churchill gave it. I might have just given it away, but hey. So the initial non-physical divide between Eastern and Western Europe from 1945 was known as what? Okay, question number 3. What was the 1914 to 1918 war known as until 1939? I'll read it out as well because there's a few numbers in there. What was the 1914 to 18, so 1914 to 1918, war known as until 1939? Question number 4. In which decade was London's Crystal Palace destroyed by fire? In which decade was London's Crystal Palace destroyed by fire? And I am not talking about the football team, for anyone wondering. The Virgin Islands of the United States, the territory in the West Indies, were bought by the US in 1917 from which Scandinavian country? The Virgin Islands of the United States, a territory in the West Indies, were bought by the USA in 1917 from which Scandinavian country? Yeah, very good point, Tom. Question number 6. Which chocolate bar was introduced in 1935 and called Roundtree's Chocolate Crisp? Which chocolate bar was introduced in 1935 and called Roundtree's Chocolate Crisp? Okay, question number 7. Who became the UK's Foreign Secretary following the 2016 EU referendum? Who became the UK's Foreign Secretary following the 2016 EU referendum? History, but fairly recent history. Okay, question number 8. How many children did Queen Victoria have? How many children did Queen Victoria have? Question number 9. The Statue of Liberty was gifted to the US from which European country in 1886? The Statue of Liberty was gifted to the US from which European country in 1886? I'd just like to say a huge congratulations to anyone else who managed to get compost in the range today. But well done to you, Nikki. Okay, and finally, question number 10. Oh, okay, I've been asked to repeat this. Sorry, Nikki. The Statue of Liberty was gifted to the US from which European country in 1886? Right, and finally, number 10. Which Roman emperor? I need to slow down a little bit. Which Roman emperor built a gigantic wall across the northeast of England in 122 AD? Which Roman emperor built a gigantic wall across the northeast of England in 122 AD? Oh, that's a bright banana. Right, so that was round 2. Does anyone need any questions repeated, or did I nail all of them? Because I don't think I did. Question 5 for Ben, of course. So Ben, question 5 was, the Virgin Islands of the United States, a territory in the West Indies, were bought by the USA. Were bought by the USA in 1917 from which Scandinavian country? So that one more time because I bollocksed up. The Virgin Islands of the United States, a territory in the West Indies, were bought by the USA in 1917 from which Scandinavian country? Any more for any more? Seems like we pretty much all nailed that round as well. This is good stuff. So the third round is music. Everyone's favourite round, or probably least favourite, I don't know. Okay, question number 1 from the music round. Which American artist performed a live Nirvana tribute show last night to raise money for the World Health Organization? Which American artist performed a live Nirvana tribute show last night to raise money for the World Health Organization? Okay, question number 2. Which Foo Fighters song was recreated by multiple artists for the big night in this week? Which Foo Fighters song was recreated by multiple artists for the big night in this week? You can also say it was done for the Radio 1, or I don't really know what it was done for. Well, obviously coronavirus, but Comic Relief as well, I think, was another one it was done for. I'm not too sure. I think they called it the big night in. Okay, question number 3. As of 12 p.m. today, and probably still now, but I haven't checked, which song currently stands number 1 in the UK charts? Well, that question doesn't make sense. As of 12 p.m. today, which song stands number 1 in the UK charts? That makes more sense. That must have been one of the first questions I wrote this morning. Oh, well, clearly 12 o'clock. And just to clarify, we are looking for the song name and preferably the artist as well. You could call it that. Okay, question number 4. Legendary rock band AC/DC actually originate from which country? Legendary rock band AC/DC originate from which country? It's been a very quiet chat today. Everyone must be thinking. Question number 5. Which musician was deported from Japan in the 1980s for possession of marijuana? Which musician was deported from Japan in the 1980s for possession of marijuana? That's better. A bit more noise from the chat. That's what I like to see. Everyone's concentrating too hard, taking it too seriously. We're here to have fun. It's for fun, everyone. Come on. I'm having fun. I look like I'm having fun. Hi, Molly. And let's move on to question number 6. Question number 6 is, which famous American musician was fatally shot by his father on April the 1st, 1984? Question 6. Which famous American musician was fatally shot by his father on April 1st, 1984? It's right, Graham. If you think you're old enough to remember that, my grandma and granddad are old enough to forget that, so it's fine. Question number 7. What was Elvis Presley's first hit in 1956? What was Elvis Presley's first hit in 1956? Oh, that's a long time ago. Question number 8. Who is the first artist known for utilising the infamous auto-tune vocal distortion technique? So who is the first artist known for using auto-tune? To simplify the question. Question 8, one more time. Who is the first artist known for utilising the infamous autotune vocal distortion technique? You don't need to name the song for this one, by the way, but if you get it, get an extra point. But I don't have it written down here, so you'll have to guess. Okay, question number 9. What famous US festival hosted over 350,000 fans in 1969? What famous US festival hosted over 350,000 fans in 1969? Just to help you out, it wasn't one that I played at. Okay, and the final question from the final round of this half, which isn't a half, but is what is the full name of Australian boy band 5SOS? What is the full name of the Australian boy band 5SOS? Well, there's been some real surprising tongue twisters in this. Number 10, finally, one more time. What is the full name of the Australian boy band 5SOS? Give you a bit of thinking time on that one. Okay, do we need any questions repeating from the final round? We've been good so far, but this might be the one people got caught up on. Oh god, this is so uncomfortable. Just flop my banana down a little bit. There, give me a second more of a curve. Joe, you want 5 and 6? Of course. 5 was which pop musician was deported from Japan in the 1980s for possession of marijuana? And 6 was which famous American musician was fatally shot by his father on April 1st, 1984? Question 1 for Emma. Which American artist performed a live Nirvana tribute show last night to raise money for the World Health Organization? Have we got any more questions that need to be repeated? If not, we will get on with marking the first half of the quiz. Well, you will. I'll be reading it out. You'll be doing the marking. Give that a few more seconds just to see. I think we're fine now. And if you don't have a YouTube account and you're frantically trying to ask me to repeat a question, I apologise. On your behalf, you need to get a YouTube account to be able to comment. Okay, let's get on with the marking then. So, the first round was sports. And the first question of the first round was Bruno Mars' dad nicknamed him Bruno because he resembled an athlete from which sport? The answer is wrestling. Wrestling. Question number 2 from the sports round. A shuttlecock is used in which sport? What sport? Badminton. Badminton. I know there's a few fellow badminton enthusiasts in the quiz tonight. Good evening to you. Question number 3. In yards, how long is an American football end zone? The answer is 10. 10 yards. See, if I didn't say yards, you might put like foot or meters or I don't know. So, feet, sorry. Had to confirm for you. Okay, question number 4. In the game of cricket, which bird name means scoring no runs? The answer is duck. duck. And golden duck if you're out on your first ball, if I'm correct. Okay, sports number 5. Out of the 55 Nation Association members governed by UEFA, which country still continues to run their football league? Belarus. For any bettors out there, you may have realised that they're still going. You can still bet on their games. Probably not a good idea because you have no idea how the teams perform, apart from Bate Borisov winning the league every year. But anyway, question number 6. This is the Who Am I section of the quiz, of the round. I have won 3 World Cups and am regarded as the greatest player in my sport and one of the greatest athletes of all time. Obviously, that last part is, arguable, but the answer is Pele. He is the only one of the greatest players in his sport, player to win 3 World Cups. So hopefully that's how you got the answer, if you did get it. Question number 7. I float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. My name is Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali is the answer. Although I probably didn't need to tell you that. Question 8. I am the most decorated Olympian of all time, with 28 total medals, 23 of them being gold. Who am I? Michael Phelps. The Tash man himself, Michael Phelps. I think he's got Tash. I don't know, it's been a while. Right, question number 9 was, I have the most championships of any Formula 1 driver, but it was an accident on the ski slopes that has left me paralysed. The answer is Michael Schumacher. Michael Schumacher. And the final question from sports. I am the only tennis player to have won 2 Olympic singles titles. I achieved this representing Team GB. Who am I? It's Andy Murray, the most serious man in show business. And Andy Murray. Okay, so that's the sports round out of the way. Next, we had history, which I'm sure a lot of you had fun with. Probably the opposite. But question 1 from history was, during the US Civil Rights Movement in the 1960s, who said, we declare our right on this earth to be a human being by any means necessary? It's Malcolm X. Malcolm X. GCSE history is coming in clutch here. Question number 2. The initial non-physical divide between Eastern and Western Europe from 1945 was known as what? Now, if I said East and West Berlin, you could have said the Berlin Wall, but that wouldn't be correct. The answer is, in fact, Iron Curtain. The Iron Curtain. Don't know if James is in the quiz today, but if you are, hopefully you appreciate these questions. They're all plucked from GCSE history. Question number 3. What was the 1914 to 1918 war known as up until 1939? So that was actually the First World War, if you didn't work that one out, and it was called the Great War before the Second World War came about. Because obviously once you have another Great War, you can't have the Great War sequel. It just wouldn't make sense. So the answer is the Great War. Question number 4. In which decade was London's Crystal Palace destroyed by fire? Was the 1930s. The 1930s. When Roy Hodgson joined and it all just went downhill. So no, ignore that last part, it's completely factually inaccurate. Number 5. The Virgin Islands of the United States, a territory in the West Indies, were bought by the USA in 1917 from which Scandinavian country? Now, originally this question was written as European country, but I thought I'd give you more of a chance with Scandinavian. So the answer is Denmark. Denmark. Question number 6 is which chocolate bar was introduced in 1935 and called Roundtree's Chocolate Crisp? It is, in fact, a Kit Kat. A Kit Kat. Question number 7. Who became the UK's Foreign Secretary following the 2016 EU referendum? He further went on to become the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. It is, in fact, Boris Johnson. Bojo. Question number 8. How many children did Queen Victoria have? 9. That's a lot of questions. A lot of children. So I'm stuck in quiz mode. That was question 8, and the answer was 9. Now, question 9. The Statue of Liberty was gifted to the US from which European country in 1886? It was France. It was en français. Finally, question number 10 from the history round. Which Roman emperor built a gigantic wall across the northeast of England in 122 AD? It was Hadrian. Not to be mistaken from Adrian from the Rocky movies. Okay, so that was the history round. How did we? Sorry, I didn't ask after the first round. How are we doing so far? What have we got out of 20? Let's add up those first 2 rounds. And I'll just extend this. There we go. Ryan, 7 out of 10 on the history. That's not a bad score. That's good. When I was writing these questions, I thought they were a little bit tricky, but when I got to the end of them, I thought, no, you know what? They're actually not too bad. Richard, 12 out of 20. Yeah, it's okay. It's average, but I'm sure we can boost that. Graham, 14. Nice. Grandma, 12. Emma, 11. Okay, maybe the history questions were quite tricky. Luke, 13. Bryony, and I assume Georgie, and maybe even the Atkinsons as well, 15. Stuart, a very poor 10. It's okay. It's all right. It's not too bad. Nikki, 12 out of 20, 6 out of 10 on each round. That's consistency. Matt, 16. That's a good score. Mum and Dad, 12. It's all right. Considering you probably read the questions earlier when I printed them out, I expect you to do better. But it seems like they got good scores across the board. Maybe that history round was a little bit too tricky, but I don't know. Some people might have got caught up on the sports round. Who knows? 16 from Duggan. Nice. Right. Let's move on to music. Oh, my word. That was horrendous. That was a big forehead. Right. Anyway, the first question from music. Which American artist performed a live Nirvana tribute show last night to raise money for the World Health Organization? It's an answer we've had before, but not a question we've had before. It was, in fact, Post Malone. Post Malone. It was a very good performance, actually. I highly recommend watching it if you'd like any of Nirvana or Post Malone stuff. I think it's on YouTube. Anyway, question number 2. Which Foo Fighters song was recreated by multiple artists for the big night in this week? Times Like These. Also a song that is featured at weddings and funerals across the Reading area, across the Berkshire area. Oh, and sorry, London as well. Okay, question number 3. As of 12 p.m. today, which song stands number 1 in the UK charts? It is You'll Never Walk Alone by Captain Tom Moore, sorry, and Michael Bull. But if you just got Tom Moore, that will count. That's fine. He's a real star of the show. Well done, Yvonne, by the way, for the 14. Okay, question number 4. Legendary rock band AC/DC actually originate from which country? Australia. That was awful, but it is Australia. Question 5. Which pop musician was deported from Japan in the 1980s for possession of marijuana? Paul McCartney. No, I'm pretty sure the majority of the band came from Australia, but is it Bon Scott who was actually Scottish? Maybe I should have said the majority of the band. I apologise for my misworded questions. But yeah, so question 5, which pop musician was deported from Japan in the 1980s for possession of marijuana? It was Paul McCartney. Question number 6, which famous American musician was fatally shot by his father on April the 1st, 1984? It is Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye. Number 7, what was Elvis Presley's first hit in 1956? Heartbreak Hotel. Heartbreak Hotel. Number 8, who is the first artist known for using auto-tune? The infamous technique of vocal distortion. Cher. Not Cher Lloyd, but Cher. Number 9, what famous US festival hosted over 350,000 fans in 1969? It is Woodstock. Could you imagine if that was still around today? That would be absolutely insane. Tom, I don't really know what you're trying to argue there, but facts are facts. Question number 10. What is the full name of the Australian boy band 5SOS? It is 5 Seconds of Summer. Hopefully we get a bit more of that this year, but a bit more than that. But hey, who knows? So they were the first 3 rounds. How did we do in the music round? Have we got any full scores? Oh dear, no, 3 isn't full. 6 is better. Luke, is that you, Jake, and Laura? Emma, 9 out of 10. Well done, fantastic. Joe, 6 out of 10. Grandma, 4, not bad. Stuart, 4, not bad, not rubbish, as you say. 5, 4. Well done, Nikki and Richard. Ryan, 18 out of 30. Oh, that's out of 10, but it's all right, that's fine. Oh, wait, no, you did say out of 10 at the start. Yeah, 3. Well done. That's fine. Bryony, 8. Well done. Graham, 5. But I'm not down with the kids. Yeah, that's fair enough. I didn't get half of them right. If that makes well, I mean, I wrote them, so I did. But do we get a bonus point for Major Tom? No, it's Captain Tom. If that's what you're on about. So definitely no. Tom, 20 out of 30. Well done. Seven, maybe 8. No, you definitely just got 7. So no, on that question, you got a point if it was Captain Tom. You don't get any extra points. There's no extra points. Sandy, that's a 1, but if I squint my eyes, it looks like a 7, so well done. Right, so after last week I featured a jokes and riddles round, and it seemed to go down quite well. So we're doing it again. Everyone get ready for the jokes and riddles round. Okay, the first joke / riddle. Poor people have it. Rich people need it. If you constantly eat it, you die. What is it? And it's not a banana. I could appreciate these ones are a little bit trickier to think about, so I'll give you a bit more time to think about them. whilst I continue this. Yeah, I can repeat, sorry. Poor people have it, rich people need it. If you constantly eat it, you die. What is it? Can I give you 10 more seconds on that one? Right, okay, so number 2. What word becomes shorter when you add 2 letters to it? What word becomes shorter when you add 2 letters to it? And one more time, what word becomes shorter when you add 2 letters to it? Okay, 3. If I have it, I don't share it. If I share it, I don't have it. What is it? If I have it, I don't share it. If I share it, I don't have it. What is it? I'm not waiting for anyone, I am a savage. This is my quiz, not Paul's. Number 4. What has one eye but cannot see? What has one eye but cannot see? Number 5. We see it once a year. Sorry. We see it once in a year, twice in a week, and never in a day. What is it? We see it once in a year, twice in a week, and never in a day. What is it? I realise that most of these are riddles. Well, actually, I think the second half are jokes, so you've got that to look forward to. I'll give you a bit more thinking time on that, though. If any of you want me to repeat any of the riddles, then I can do that, because I've noticed I've split them into half. So if you need me to repeat any of those, let me know. Got a bit of time. Why not? Otherwise, we'll crack on with the second half, which are all jokes. So the Griggs family that was so confident they were getting everything right need question 3 repeated, which is, if I have it, I don't share it. If I share it, I don't have it. What is it? Mum, I'm not repeating 1 and 2 just because Dad's back. That doesn't count. But I have repeated 3 for Richard and Ryan. Okay, everyone else is getting sick of this, so I'm going to go on to the next question, the next joke or riddle. What kind of tree can you carry in your hand? They are, in fact, jokes now, by the way. Sorry, you probably need to think a bit more stupid rather than lethargically. So, what kind of tree can you carry on your hand? Don't think too obviously about this either, because, it's just, these aren't going to be factually accurate. Anyway, joke number 7, or joke number 2, question number 7. Have you heard about corduroy pillows? Have you heard about corduroy pillows? I think these are a bit harder than last time. Okay, number 8. Why can't you hear a pterodactyl go to the bathroom? Why can't you hear a pterodactyl go to the bathroom? Number 9. What's a foot long and slippery? What's a foot long and slippery? Clear some laughing from downstairs. And no, it doesn't fit in a bread bin. Okay, and the final joke / riddle. Why don't blind people skydive? Why don't blind people skydive? So I appreciate these ones are a little bit trickier, but you still got some great material to go into Sunday with, so I hope you appreciate that. Maybe next week I'll go back to the classics. Nikki, which one do you need repeated? There's a bit of lag, so I can't tell. Ten, of course. Okay, the final question, number 10 for jokes and riddles was, why don't blind people skydive? Why don't blind people skydive? That was for Nikki. Does anyone else need questions repeating? Not really questions, are they? But you know what I mean. I do see why I split this into 2. Half of them make sense and half of them don't, so. Nikki needs 1 and 2. No, she doesn't. Nikki's a strong, independent woman with the help of Finn and Kieran who can answer question 1 and 2 without the male support of a father-like figure with long, curly black hair. Okay, well, as no one has asked for any other questions to be repeated apart from silly suggestions, it's time to go into general knowledge, the final round. You've still got 10 more questions from me, you lucky people. So, the first question from general knowledge. What do Anglophiles love? What do Anglophiles love? Number 2. Hydrogen is 1, helium is 2. What is 3? Number 3. What island is the source of most icebergs in the North Atlantic Ocean? What island is the source of the most icebergs in the North Atlantic Ocean? Question number 4. In US dollars, what was the cost of admission to Walt Disney World on opening day? In US dollars, what was the cost of admission to Walt Disney World on opening day? I'll give a bit of leeway on this, by the way, so don't be too worried. Only a little bit, though. Question number 5. What fruit is displayed at the top of the Wimbledon trophy? What fruit is displayed at the top of the Wimbledon trophy? Ryan, I'd assume children go in for free, so it would be adult price. But if that's because you're Googling it, then I'm not going to tell you. But if you've got a voucher from the Sun, then obviously it's going to be cheaper. Anyway, let's move on to question number 6. True or false? A male rhinoceros is known as a bull. True or false? A male rhinoceros is known as a bull. Question number 7. What is the world's largest source of energy for producing electricity? What is the world's largest source of energy for producing electricity? And while you're all thinking about that, I will repeat number 1 for Ryan. Number 1, Ryan, was what do Anglophiles love? However, number 7, which is what you should all be thinking about now, is what is the world's largest source of energy for producing electricity? Okay, we are on to question number 8. Which animal's tongue can extend 2 feet beyond its mouth? Which animal's tongue can extend 2 feet beyond its mouth? Question number 9. 2 of my idols, by the way. Who's older, Jeremy Corbyn or Richard Branson? Who's older, Jeremy Corbyn or Richard Branson? And the final question of the week 4 quarantine quiz, presented by myself, Alfie Cooper the Banana, is: what is the only word in the English language to end in the letters MT? What is the only word in the English language to end in the letters MT? I'll just sign it out just in case you can't hear my pronunciation, because it is awful. That's an M. MT. Okay, do we need any questions repeated from the general knowledge round? I'll give you a bit of time to think on that last one, obviously, but we'll see what people say. Oh, okay, a few more this time. Sophie and Joe, number 8 was: which animal's tongue can extend 2 feet beyond its mouth? Which animal's tongue can extend 2 feet beyond its mouth? Bryony, Georgie, and the Atkinsons. 4 was: in US dollars, what was the cost of admission to Walt Disney World on opening day? Lads, you're not supposed to put your answer in the chat. Yeah, writing it down for your own reference, because otherwise people may see it. Yeah, that's all right. It's fine. First timer. Hopefully a repeat offender, though. 1 and 2, please. No, I don't believe that. Number 3, Sophie, was: what island is the source of most icebergs in the North Atlantic Ocean? Lads, the answers go down. You write them down yourself, and I'll read out the answers, the actual answers, and then you see how many you get right. There's not like an official way to do it, because YouTube's a bit basic with that. That would be nice, though. We could all put down our answers and I could see you got them right, but unfortunately we can't. Well, we've come to the end of the quiz now, lads, but hopefully next week, I'm sure Paul and Cheryl will let you in their team. If you get a house party, dial in from Hungary. But yeah, unfortunately this one's over, but you can watch it back if you want to. Thank you. Okay, so that's the end of the general knowledge round and the end of the quiz, and it's time to mark our answers. This banana costume is quite constricting, so I'm going to try and find... there it is. The fourth round, which was jokes and riddles, and we'll get on to marking when everyone's ready. Is everyone ready? I hope everyone's ready because I'm ready. Let's go. So, jokes and riddles. Number 1, the first riddle or joke. Poor people have it, rich people need it. If you constantly eat it, you die. What is it? It's nothing. Emma, I got my costume from Amazon, and Mum, that is the real Laz. I hope. Unless he's an intruder, Laz. So question 1 was nothing. I think this cost me about £6 or £8. It wasn't too expensive for how incredible it is. I'll definitely be wearing this on the first night out after quarantine. Okay, question number 2 from the Jokes and Riddles round. What word becomes shorter when you add 2 letters to it? It's short. Short. Because if you think about it, if you add 2 letters to short, you get shorter. Right, question number 3. If I have it, I don't share it. If I share it, I don't have it. What is it? It's a secret. Yeah, Luke, Tim Allen, I'll give you half a point for that. Based on the fact this is a humorous round and you have used humour. Okay, so question 4. What has one eye but cannot see? It's a needle. And not the sort of needle that you inject yourself with, or inject other people, more likely inject other people with. A needle that you use for knitting. Not knitting. No, I didn't say that. For threading. Sewing. That's the one. Sewing. That's what I mean. Go on, falling to pieces. I understand. I appreciate and I understand there are multiple answers to these questions. However, I'm going for the traditional answer, if that makes sense. So I try and use traditional questions, traditional riddles, and they have traditional answers. But yeah, technically, a one-eye blind person could work, but I can't get it, unfortunately. And Luke Storm, yes, but no. Okay, everyone's saying I'm having a point for Storm. Fine. This is your quiz as much as it is mine. Right. Number 5. We see it once a year, twice in a week, and never in a day. What is it? The letter E. Because Y-E-A-R, W-E-E-K, and D-A-Y. There's no E in day. I know, Ryan, the quiz has fallen to pieces because the riddle round has divided us all. But I apologise for that, you know. I apologise that riddles and jokes are funny and not factually accurate. Right. Number 6. On to the jokes now. What kind of tree can you carry in your hand? Again, factually accurate, pretty much any tree if you're strong enough. However, the answer is a palm tree because you have palms in your hands. So, you know, whatever you put. Question number 7. I doubt many of you got this right, but if you did, congratulations. I'm not accepting anything else because I'm sick of all of you coming up with your different answers. Have you heard about corduroy pillows? They're making headlines. Have you heard about corduroy pillows? They're making headlines. It's brilliant. If you consulted with a landscape engineer, then that's fine. She's not an engineer, is she? But yeah, no, I appreciate that comment, Jack. Okay, so number 8. Why can't you hear a pterodactyl go to the bathroom? Because the P is silent. Because the P is silent. And if you don't know what that means, pterodactyl is spelt with a P at the start of it. Well, I didn't know that, but now I do. Pterodactyl. 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 Number 9. What's a foot long and slippery? You can put it in the bread bin. It's a slipper. A slipper. Now, if you were there last week for the sticky one, and it ended up being a stick, then maybe you got the slipper one. But who knows? It'd be very interesting to see how many people got these questions right. But let's see. Finally, why don't blind people skydive? This one was a little bit more vague, so I don't think many people would have got this either. But if you did, congratulations. I'm really clutching at straws here. So why don't blind people skydive? It's because it scares the crap out of their dogs. It scares the crap out of their dogs. And when I first heard this one, it made me giggle, so I thought I'd put it in. So how did we do in that terrible jokes and riddles round? Which I will bring back again at some point, but probably with better jokes and better riddles. No, Luke, unfortunately, there's no tactile paving in the air. Nikki, 9 out of 10. Congratulations. That is a great score. Which one did you get wrong out of interest, Nikki? Or was 9 out of 10 how many got wrong? Rich, 6. Well done. I hope we're on the Rich basis now, but if not, I apologise. Luke, 7. Brian, 8. Got question 2 wrong. Oh, okay. Wow, you did well in the other ones, then. Emma, 8. Well done. Sandy's it. Yeah, no, Sandy, that is a respectable score. I wasn't expecting anything from anyone, but some people have somehow got something. Stuart, 5. Well done. I think 5 is probably a good score. Well done, Mum. F isn't a number, people. Please put numbers, not Fs. This is a respectful community. Right. That's another 5. Well done, Ryan. I assume you're all counting your weird half points and points for storms and tornadoes and oak trees and stuff, but whatever. Anyway, let's mark the general knowledge round, the final round, and we can all go home. Unless we're already there for some reason. So, the first question from the general knowledge round. What do Anglophiles love? Well, happy St. George's Day a couple of days ago to everyone. The answer is England. The hint is in the name Anglo. So Anglophiles love England. Question 2 from the general knowledge round. Hydrogen is 1, helium is 2. What is 3? 3 is lithium. Now, if I was to be doing this quiz myself, I would have got that right because I've got a very snazzy, very boffiny and nerdy periodic table mousepad. So that's what's helped me out there. Thank you, Mum and Dad. Number 3. What island is a source of most icebergs in the North Atlantic Ocean? Greenland. Greenland. Or Greenland, sorry, Greenland. Okay, I had to fact check this one after Ryan brought up the interesting child-adult dynamic. So in US dollars, what was the cost of admission to Walt Disney World on opening day? It was $3.50. However, I am willing to accept answers between $2.50 and $4.50. So you've got $1.50 leeway. So anything between 250 and 450, I will accept. However, you got 350, give yourself an extra mark, you clever person. No, you're not getting no half points. Extra mark if you got it spot on. Otherwise, just a mark. Okay, so moving on. Question number 5 is what fruit is displayed at the top of Wimbledon trophy? The answer is pineapple. Pineapple. Now, I know a lot of you probably would have put down banana, but I wouldn't make it that easy for you. It is indeed pineapple. Maybe I'll dress as a pineapple next week and give you a banana question. I'm in control. Question 6. True or false? A male rhinoceros is known as a bull. It is in fact true. True. No half points for 5. By the way, just going back onto question 4, no half points for 5. A male rhinoceros is known as a bull. Yeah, you get a half point if you put false. No, you don't. Question 7. What is the world's largest source of energy for producing electricity? Coal. Coal. Congratulations, Jake Parry, if you managed to get that one. Your family have been mining it all their life. Question number 8. Which animal's tongue can extend 2 feet beyond its mouth? An anteater. An anteater. A very excited anteater. Okay, who's older, Jeremy Corbyn or Richard Branson? Now, if you saw Laz's comment, you would know the answer is in fact Jeremy Corbyn, at the grand old age of 70. Richard Branson is 69. And he's also an arsehat, but hey. And the final question on the final round of the 4th quiz, the 4th instalment of this brilliant, brilliant show, is what is the only word in the English language to end in the letters MT? The answer is dreamt. Now, I will accept day dreamt, but it's a bit weird if you went for day dreamt and not dreamt. But that is technically, a product of dreamt. But the answer is indeed dreamt. And well done, Mum, for anteater. So how did we do in that final round, and how did we do overall? I would love to see your answers and your scores, and I'll read them out and share them with the world. Thanks, Tom, for the positivity on that last question. Well, I don't know if that's sarcastic. I thought it was a good one. I saw it and I was like, yeah, I'm going to put that at the end. That was a good one. Luke, are you working with Jake and Laura, or is it, single man thing and you're working against each other? Emma, 37 out of 50. Sophie, 41. Nikki, 9 out of 10. Again, thanks to Finn. Well done, Finn. Luke, 31. Graham, 26. 5 out on the last round. All right. Okay. Wow, there's room for improvement next week. I hope to see you. Stuart, 4. It's the whole thruple. Well done, Laura and Jake. Although I can pretty much assume that Laura contributed to most of the questions. Stuart, 23. Well done. Bryony, 39. Whoa. Ryan, 42. Okay, yeah. Let's not start lying about our scores. Grandma, 28. As I said, Grandma, let's not start lying about our scores. But no, well done. It's interesting. It's really interesting for me to see, because I thought this quiz was going to be a bit harder, but from the scores that people have got, it seems like people have done well this time round. I guess it's quite subjective depending on your taste, but no, it's good to see the scores. 29 out of 50. I did catch you out then, Ryan. I thought so. That's not bad though. Still over half. It's better than average. Tom just waiting for Ryan to put his score up so he can put slightly higher than that. Well done, Tom, for 31. Have we got Molly and Sam input this week? They've been fairly quiet. We got James or Christian or any of them in the chat? I don't know. Maybe they weren't up for it. Brian will be able to spill the beans. Go on, Mum, what did you get? What did you and Dad get? Well done, Sophie, Jazz, Rose and Joe for 30. I've just heard a shout of 60 from downstairs. Well done. Might have been 16 though. If you do have any genuine category suggestions, and I will have a think about it because it is quite tricky for me to try and keep this quiz fresh for everyone. That is what I want to do. I want you to all have fun. Ryan, yeah, I can technically disqualify, but I don't think that will mean anything. So Stuart's ironically asked for some soap questions, but doesn't actually want soap questions, and everyone has backed up that we do want soap questions. So maybe we'll have a soap round. Maybe we will have a soap round. Or maybe I'll make it a general drama round. Who knows? But yeah, if there are any category suggestions. Well done, Jackie and Mr. Goodwin for 24. You should encourage your son to help out though. Well, once again, guys, it has been absolutely brilliant to host for all of you. I hope you've enjoyed the outfit. I hope you somehow enjoyed me. And if you have, then thank you. And I appreciate that. I will see you next week. I will need to advertise a bit earlier so that we can all get onto it and you can share it in time. But no, it's been brilliant. It's been fun so far. I guess it's the only positive of being locked in a house. But yeah, that is the end from me, Banana. I've been your host. We could get everyone to send one question in, Mum, but that would be a technical nightmare. I'll just give you a full outfit walkover. I'll get on a chair. Ooh. So you can see the end of the banana. There we go. And then the top of the banana as well. Brilliant. Right. Good night, everyone. God bless you all. And I'll see you next week. Tell your mum, tell your dad, tell your son, tell your uncle, tell your aunt, tell everyone. Spread the news. Let's get as many people on here as possible. I love you all.